need all the basics for watercolor painting. So that's watercolor paper, which is just a little bit thicker than regular paper and absorbs the water easily. Watercolor paints, as well as white to lighten up the colors. Watercolor paint brushes, or any soft bristle paint brushes. A palette, this is not necessary, but it's very helpful for mixing colors. And then water in a glass, just so you can rinse your paintbrushes. I'm gonna squeeze out a couple colors of blue here, just to see what I'm working with. I want to create a lighter, smokier blue. So I want to see which one I have. So that's more of like a true indigo, maybe even a royal blue. And that one has a little bit more turquoise in it. I actually think I might mix a little bit of both and then lighten them up with white. So I'm going to do a little bit of white here. And then mix in a little bit of this kind of ultramarine-ish blue. It's starting to be really pretty. Mixing the colors is honestly the most probably difficult part of watercolor painting. Just making sure you get the color that you really love and that you create enough of it. The shade doesn't have to be perfect. You can always edit in any image editing software that you have, whether it's Photoshop or anything else. I just try to get it correct as close as I can, just to make sure that I really like the highs and lows that the color is creating. And then I can go back and edit in my software later. So now that I have the color that I like, I'm actually going to use the larger paintbrush and create the shapes that I want in water first. So I'm going to do a circle and a triangle. It's hard to see as I do this, but I can see that I'm creating a wet circle. And although it's a little tricky to see when you go in there, it's going to be easier when I go in with my paintbrush. And I'm going to actually use my larger paintbrush now. You can see the water is kind of absorbing some of the color and creating these beautiful natural flow lines. I love the way the paint naturally moves with the water, and you can kind of guide where the paint goes by adding a little more water and then maybe moving your paper around to create some interesting lines. Remember, the paint is going to go wherever the water is. So you can kind of guide the paint direction using the water. Okay, so I kind of like how that circle is. It looks natural and organic. Maybe I'll just add a little bit more on this side. All right. I love that. So now I'm going to rinse off my brush and do it again. I'm going to create a triangle this time. I like to start in the middle of the shape and then let the water and the paint kind of bleed to the outsides to create that more organic water flow, paint flow. So if you mess up or the paint goes outside the lines that you painted, that's okay. You can always paint with water on the outside, and if the shape ends up being a little bit bigger than you intended, it's fine. Once we upload it later into our editing software, we can change the size of each shape. And then lastly, I'm going to do one long line. So I'm going to stop here with these three shapes, but I strongly suggest creating more versions of the shapes or the flower, leaf, whatever designs that you decide to paint. They'll get better over time, and the great thing is that when you import it all into the software, you can pick and choose the best ones on each painting that you've done.
Open up your file in Photoshop and click on the Quick Selection tool to highlight each of your shapes. Hold down the Option button as you select in order to deselect areas that you've accidentally highlighted. When the complete perimeter of your shape is selected, Go to the Layers menu and select Layer via Copy in order to create a new layer of just that shape. Open a new file within Photoshop that has a transparent background and is at least 150 dpi. You can make this file as wide as you would like, but Spoonflower wallpapers are 2 feet wide, which means 24 inches. So I like to choose a width that is a factor of that, 6, 12, or 24 inches as a starting off point. Select the Move tool, then click on your first layer, drag from the old watercolor shape file to the new file. Select the Free Transform tool from the Edit menu in order to change the size and scale of each of your layers. Use the adjustment panel on the right-hand side in order to change the hue, saturation, or color balance of your shapes. Once you're content with the color and the placement of each of your shapes, fill the base layer, layer 1, with a light colored background or white. The last step is to crop your file and save it as a JPEG for uploading into the Spoonflower platform. Navigate to Spoonflower's website and upload your design via the Design and Sell tab. Once your design is uploaded, you can view it as a fabric, wallpaper, or gift wrap, and change the repeat pattern from basic to half drop to half brick or to mirror. You can also change the scale of your design by changing the minimum DPI. Once satisfied, save your design, and then look at the various wallpaper options from smooth to woven and order as much wallpaper you need for your project.